What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a channel update and welcome to Mario Month. If you missed the Partners in Time video that went out a couple days ago, you should go and check that out. That's where the whole Mario Month festivities began this year. And yeah, for this time, I do have a bit of an update on 4 big things that I've been working on behind the scenes that I want to finally discuss with all of you. I don't want to waste too much more of your time. Let's just dive on into it. So each of these updates pertain to an avenue of content that I'm trying to work on to get stuff to you in a slightly different manner than I have been in the past. First and foremost, the main channel here. This one is actually going to be pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. I just want to quickly talk about how I have an editor. If you haven't been following with the recent uploads, they are being edited by someone else, not me. I finally have someone on board to help along with that process. His name is Luis. He goes by Hey Raguio on Twitter. We've become really good friends after meeting up at conventions over the years. He also works for Digino Gaming, so he knows what he's talking about. And he's been able to take stuff that I've thrown his way and give me something that I think is better than a lot of stuff I would ever come up with. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that going forward, he is going to be the primary editor of this channel. That's probably to a lot of you not a big deal, but for me, the big thing is it alleviates a lot of the stress that I've had on my shoulders regarding editing for the last year or so prior. I tried to upload weekly last year. That never happened. There are plenty of times, many of you will remember, I will upload a video, there'll be a mistake, I'll take it down, re-upload it later that night or the next day. That shouldn't be a thing ever again, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so things are just looking really good from there. I already have 1 Mario Month video up. There are going to be 3 more that I've been working on for months at this point, trying to make sure I got things coming out the way I want them. Going forward, there may not be a video coming out weekly. I'm working on having probably around 3 videos a month, I think is a realistic goal to set out without me driving myself insane. If anyone out there is able to do weekly uploads, more power to you. I think I need to sort of go a little bit lower so I don't drive myself completely up the wall. But that's all I have in terms of the main channel. The rest of the updates are something a bit more new. So the second major update is regarding streaming. So yeah, for those of you who haven't been keeping up with that as well, I do live stream. I used to live stream a lot more regularly in the past, took a big break primarily because of editing a whole bunch of stuff for the channel. I didn't feel like I had the time to really afford to do streaming. I'm happy to say that with an editor, I'm able to feel comfortable streaming. And it's over on the website that probably shouldn't be said out loud because YouTube doesn't like it, apparently. But the link will be down below. You can go ahead and check that out. I don't have a 100% set schedule at the moment. I'm working on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday afternoon Eastern time. That is definitely the plan. Exact hours are not set in stone just yet. And yeah, I think we've already played some Animal Crossing. We've played an entire ROM hack of Super Mario 64 Land. A lot of people liked that. I have plenty of ROM hacks I want to play in the future. I have a lot of Kirby stuff I want to play. Since we don't know when the next Kirby game is going to release, I want to get back into the Kirby game by playing some more Kirby games. Plenty of one-offs. Believe me, I hear a lot of the requests for specific N64B themed games and stuff like that will happen in the future. So if you want to, the link will be down below. Toss me a follow. It is also Wednesday when this video goes up, so I may not be streaming as soon as this video goes live, but later on in the day, I will. But before you go over there, I have some more things I want to talk about. So typically, whenever I stream, I often get plenty of people who tell me they're not able to watch me live, but they still want to watch the content. Well, updates 3 and 4 are right up your alley. So sort of going back to the whole having an editor to alleviate a lot of my stress thing, I'm happy to announce that updates 3 and 4 are a launch and relaunch of 2 different channels. First one is Antdube Live. As you can assume, just based on the name, those are going to be direct stream archives, stuff that goes on.
Nope, it's not there.
On that streaming service that shouldn't be named, and more or less get raw uploaded to that channel if you missed it and you want to catch up, because some of these games will take multiple parts. You know how long-term streams work. And finally, and this is a bit of a passion project of mine that I'm excited to announce, Antdube Plays. Now, this is a channel that I've already had and used in the past, where I used to do more traditional Let's Plays. The reality of the situation is, no matter how many times I forced myself to get back into it, I just couldn't enjoy it anymore. A lot of people who have done streaming will attest to this, that the interaction between streamer and viewer is a lot more valuable and a lot more enjoyable. But something I've been able to do by doing a lot of tinkering around with different applications is capture the raw commentary and capture the raw gameplay and compile it and make stream highlight reels and format it in a way where I can make consistent uploads back on that channel in a way that I think is a lot more enjoyable than, you know, trying to force myself to sit down for 20 minutes to play through a game and commentate over it. I think it's a lot more fun that way. So yeah, that is a bulk of what this update is all about. I am streaming over on that other website. I am getting the raw stream archives up on Antdube Live, and I'm chopping up a bunch of highlight reels for Antdube Plays. And there's still some interesting stuff going on behind the scenes that, in time, I think a lot of people will be excited about. I know a lot of the branding on those channels right now is very simplistic. Happy to say that I'm trying to get stuff looking more up to date as time goes on. With all the custom thumbnails that are going on the main channel, it doesn't make sense for me to keep that pose anymore. So that's going to be retired at some point and replaced with something a lot newer that I'm excited about, as well as stuff going on Antdube Plays, Antdube Live, all that good stuff. With those channels and with streaming, I want to get something where I'm able to be a little bit more free with the stuff that I want to put out. It's not to say that I don't enjoy the stuff I'm working on the main channel.
Really, I need to do that. Why?
But definitely having less restrictions in these other avenues of content is something that I'm excited for, while still trying to make stuff that I think a lot of you will enjoy. As well, on top of that, when it comes to both of those channels and maintaining relatively regular uploads, not everything that is streamed will get an Antdube Plays episode, and not everything that goes up on Antdube Plays is something that's going to be streamed. So it's going to be this mishmash of content, all in an effort to figure out what works and what doesn't, what you guys enjoy, what you guys don't. I'm trying to just make this stuff still fun while maintaining the main channel almost like it's a quote real job. You know, I know a lot of you have heard from YouTubers already in the past about how stressful it could be maintaining yourself on this platform. And while that is definitely the case, I have spent a lot of the early parts of this year figuring out a balance of keeping myself busy and goal-oriented with the main channel, and also really trying to focus on, I guess, mental health, so I don't stress myself out to the nth degree working on stuff that fails and things start dwindling down and all that stuff that you've heard a lot of doom and gloom of in the past. With this sort of structural change, even though it may not seem like a big deal for you guys, because I know a lot of you will stick to the main channel and stick to the Antdube episodes, and I appreciate that. Absolutely, I do. And for a lot of you guys, that means nothing is really going to change. But by doing the streaming and then me working on something that I've wanted to do for quite a while now with the highlight reels, I think ultimately it's going to be a net positive for everybody. I'm excited to hear what some of you guys think, and I hope you all join me along the way. So we got 2 new channels. We have a streaming channel, and also, always gotta plug it, Twitter, if you want to keep up with more updates on a consistent basis, because I don't think I'll be putting up videos announcing every single time I go live. So that is probably your best bet. Something I'm really focusing on here is not losing sight of why I started YouTube in the first place, and that is, it's just fun, and I want to talk about and play video games for you guys because you like them as well. Trying to not lose sight of that, and I think this is a step in the right direction. Earlier on in this year, I set a personal goal to try to tackle 2020 as hard as I possibly could, and even though, as you may have heard, we have a massive roadblock in the way, I'm still working towards that as hard as I possibly could. And yeah, that's about all I got. I have more Mario Month stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm excited for you guys to see what that's all about and stuff that's going on way past Mario Month. I have stuff that I'm still editing for the Let's Play channel. By the time you're watching this, I may be live streaming. Go over to that page and check me out as well. And yeah, I think that about wraps things up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, wash your hands, play some video games, and have yourselves a good day and a good night. Bye-bye.